Deserts might look empty, silent, and peaceful. They might seem like nothing more than endless stretches of sand and rock where nothing could possibly go wrong. But trust me, these landscapes hide secrets that will make your blood run cold. What I'm about to tell you isn't some made-up campfire story. This is a true account of how a seemingly ordinary desert trip can turn into a nightmare that will haunt you forever. I've always been the outdoorsy type, the kind of person who lives for adventure. My name is Michael, and I've spent most of my life in Arizona, where the desert isn't just a landscape, it's a way of life. I've hiked countless trails, camped in remote locations, and prided myself on being prepared for anything. At least, that's what I thought before that weekend in late September. My best friend Alex and I had been planning this backcountry photography expedition for months. We wanted to capture the raw, untouched beauty of the Sonoran Desert during the brief window when the light is perfect, those magical hours just after sunrise and before sunset. We'd mapped out a route that would take us deep into an area most people never see, miles from any trail or road. We had top-of-the-line gear, extra water, emergency supplies, satellite communication devices. We thought we were ready for anything. The first day went exactly as we'd planned. We hiked about 12 miles, capturing stunning landscapes, the way the early morning light caught the saguaro cacti, the intricate patterns of desert rocks, the subtle colors of the landscape that most people never notice. By late afternoon, we'd found a perfect campsite nestled between some rock formations that would provide both shelter and an incredible backdrop for our sunrise shoot. That night, everything seemed normal. We shared some food, talked about our photography, looked at the shots we'd taken. The desert was quiet, almost too quiet. Most people don't realize how silent a desert can be at night. No crickets, no wind, just absolute stillness. Around midnight, Alex mentioned hearing something strange, a distant sound that didn't quite seem like an animal. I brushed it off. In the desert, your mind can play tricks on you. The next morning, things started to feel off. Our carefully planned route suddenly didn't make sense. Landmarks we'd marked on our GPS seemed to have moved. At first, we thought it was just disorientation. The desert can look different in changing light. But something felt wrong. The rocks we'd photographed the previous day looked subtly different, as if they'd been slightly rearranged. By midday, we realized we were completely turned around. Our compasses were behaving strangely, spinning in ways they shouldn't. Our satellite communication started glitching, one moment working perfectly, the next showing nothing but static. We had enough water and supplies, but the growing sense of unease was far more dangerous than any physical threat. That's when we found the first sign, something that shouldn't have been there. Buried partially in the sand, almost invisible until you were right on top of it, was an old metal object. Not a piece of modern equipment, but something that looked like it had been there for decades, maybe even longer. When Alex picked it up, I saw his hands start to shake. Not from excitement, but from a kind of primal fear that I'd never seen in him before. Little did we know, this was just the beginning of a nightmare that would challenge everything we thought we knew about survival, about the desert, and about what's real. I'm not someone who believes in supernatural stuff. I'm a geologist, which means I deal with hard facts, with rocks, and geological formations that have existed for millions of years. My name is Elena Rodriguez, and I've spent my entire career studying desert landscapes across the southwestern United States. I've camped alone in remote locations more times than I can count, and I've always prided myself on my ability to stay calm and rational in any situation. This expedition was supposed to be different. I was collecting rock samples for a research project, tracking some unusual geological formations in a remote part of the Mojave Desert. My team had identified an area with some anomalous mineral deposits, and I volunteered to do the initial survey. Solo expeditions were nothing new to me. I'd done this dozens of times before. The first 2 days were completely uneventful. I set up my base camp in a small valley surrounded by rocky outcroppings, carefully documenting my findings, collecting samples, taking precise measurements. The desert was exactly what I expected. Harsh, unforgiving, but predictable. I had all my standard equipment: GPS, satellite phone, emergency beacon, enough water and supplies for a week, multiple backup batteries, and communication devices. On the third night, something changed. It started with small things, sounds that didn't quite make sense. At first I thought it was just the wind, or maybe some desert wildlife. But the sounds were too deliberate, too measured to be natural. It was like something was moving around my camp, something that was carefully avoiding my line of sight. I'm a scientist. I don't believe in ghost stories or supernatural explanations, but I know what I heard that night was not normal. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't the wind. It was something that moved with deliberate intelligence, circling my camp, always just beyond the reach of my flashlight. Around midnight, I started to hear what sounded like whispers. Not words I could understand, but definitely human-like sounds. They seemed to be coming from multiple directions at once, which was impossible given the terrain. I checked my GPS, my communication devices. Everything seemed to be working normally, but the sounds continued. Then the temperature dropped. Not gradually, like a normal desert night, but suddenly. In a matter of minutes, the temperature plummeted by at least 30 degrees. My breath started to fog in front of me, despite being in the middle of the desert in late summer. My scientific mind raced to find explanations: geological anomalies, unexpected weather patterns, anything that could rationally explain what was happening. But nothing made sense. The whispers got louder, not clearer, but definitely louder. And then I saw something move between the rock formations, something that didn't move like an animal, something that seemed to shift and change, as if it wasn't entirely solid. That's when my carefully constructed world of scientific rationality began to crack. I realized something was hunting me, and it was getting closer. Some stories you can never truly explain. Some experiences change you forever, leaving scars that run deeper than any physical wound. My name is David Ramirez, and what happened to me in the Arizona desert isn't just a story. It's a nightmare that's haunted me every single day since it occurred. I'm a long-haul truck driver. Spending days alone on endless stretches of highway is basically my entire life. Most people think it's a lonely job, but I've always loved the solitude, the open road, the desert landscapes, the endless horizon. It's been my home for over 15 years. I know these roads like the back of my hand, or at least I thought I did. It was a routine job. A standard delivery from Phoenix to a remote distribution center near the Mexican border. I'd done this route countless times, knew every gas station, every rest stop, every shortcut. The dispatch had me take an alternate route due to some road construction. Nothing unusual. The detour took me through a stretch of desert I'd never used before, but that wasn't saying much. There are endless roads out here that look exactly the same. The first sign something was wrong came about 2 hours into the detour. My GPS started acting strange. At first, it was just minor glitches. The map would flicker, the route would momentarily disappear. I've dealt with technology failures before, so I didn't think much of it. I had a physical map, and I knew these roads well enough to navigate without electronic assistance. But then the radio started acting up. Not just static, something else. Fragments of conversations would break through. Voices that didn't sound quite human. Whispers in languages I couldn't recognize. I checked my phone, no signal. The truck's communication system, nothing. That's when I noticed the landscape changing, subtly at first. The rock formations seemed to shift when I wasn't looking directly at them. Shadows moved in ways shadows shouldn't move. I pulled over, thinking maybe I was more tired than I realized. Checked my logbook. I'd had enough rest. I was alert. This wasn't exhaustion. When I stepped out of the truck, the silence hit me first. Not the normal desert silence. This was different. It was like sound itself had been sucked away. No wind, no distant highway noise, nothing. The air felt heavy, pressing against my skin like a physical weight. That's when I saw the first figure. It wasn't human, not exactly. Something moving between the rock formations, too tall, moving wrong, like something was wearing a human shape but didn't quite understand how bodies are supposed to move. I got back in the truck, locked the doors, started the engine. But when I looked in the rearview mirror, I realized I was no longer on the road I'd been driving on moments before. Something was hunting me, and I was completely alone. The desert has always been good at keeping its secrets, but some secrets are better left buried. As I sit here recording this, I can't help but wonder how many other stories are out there. Stories of survival, stories of encounters that defy explanation. The desert is vast, and it holds more mysteries than we could ever imagine. These aren't just stories. These are real experiences from people who face something beyond understanding. Something that exists in the liminal spaces between what we know and what we can't comprehend. If you've experienced something similar, if you've survived an encounter in the desert that you can't explain, I want to hear from you. Your story could be the next one we share. Hey, it's your host from Verified Fears. If you enjoyed these true desert survival stories, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel right now. Smash that notification bell so you never miss a video. Share this video with someone who loves true horror stories. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what's the most terrifying desert encounter you've ever heard about? Your support keeps these incredible true stories coming. Remember, sometimes the most horrifying things are the ones hiding in plain sight. Stay safe out there and stay afraid.